So I think I'm going to start a bass, a 4-string bass, maybe a 5-string bass, probably a 4-string just because I don't know that I have enough wood for a neck that wide. But I've got some of this quilted maple left over from the PRS that I finished and the blue Telecaster. So I've still got these 2 boards, and I've got a long strip of black walnut, some purple heart still, and I've got a board of black walnut that's really interesting and figured. It's got some imperfections in it that I'm going to fill with like a black epoxy, so this will be the fretboard. And since the boards that I have for the neck are long enough and that this is going to be a bass, I'm going to do a neck through bass. So what I'm thinking about doing is using this board of black walnut and this board of sugar maple that I have that's really hard maple, and laminating a 5-piece neck. So it'll go black walnut, maple, a piece of purple heart, maple, black walnut for the neck, and then the sides I'll build up with these pieces of quilted maple. So they'll be real pretty. And the shape that I'm going to do, I don't know what it's called. I'll put a picture of it. It's this shape. But it's a, looks kind of like a PRS. It's like a, what is it? Like a Rickenbacker, just without the funky Rickenbacker bottom. It's kind of got a rounded PRS bottom with the Rickenbacker horns. I like it. It looks really similar to that PRS, and since it'll have the same color palette as that PRS, it'll be like a matching set, you know, bass and a guitar together. So I just need to measure all this out again and make sure I have enough. Then what I'll get to is I'll split this lengthwise down the sun, you know, down its spine, and get 2 strips of black walnut, and then I'll do the same for this, rip it down the center and get 2 strips of maple, and then whatever the difference is to make my full neck width, because it needs to be about 2.5 inches at its fattest. So I'll pull that out of this purple heart, but I'll also need to laminate a piece on the end to make this long enough, because the scale length on a bass, I think is like 30, I think I'm going to go with a 36, maybe 35 inch scale length. Let me see. No, maybe I'll do 34. I could do 35. That'll give me enough room for a little bit on the other side of the bridge and then my headstock. I haven't decided what kind of pickups. I haven't bought any components or anything yet. I'll probably make the nut out of purple heart just because the PRS nut turned out so well. But I haven't decided if I'm going to do, you know, like jazz bass pickups. I think I want to just do some nice Seymour Duncan humbuckers. And then I'm also going to put a preamp in it. So it'll have an active passive preamp with a 9-volt. So I have to make sure these are thick enough too to house all of that, because if they're not, I'll have to put a pick guard on it, and I don't really want to put a pick guard on it. And these are not quite 1.5. Maybe. That should be thick enough. I don't know. Still haven't decided yet. But I'm going to measure this stuff out. Hopefully, start on a bass kind of quick. I'd love to get a new project. If anybody has any ideas, you know, send me stuff in the comments. But I've got a good feeling about this bass, so I'll probably get started soon.